Yo, welcome back to KTV, everybody. That is Knife Television. I'm your host, Cowboy Sebop. Please subscribe when you get a chance. It's free. Free. Won't cost you a cent. All right. Also, hit the like button. But you know what? Don't you hate it when people say that before the video? Hit that like button. Leave a comment before they even watch the video. Hmm. All right. Anyway, you know I'm doing a five-part series. All right. I are on like five historic pocket knives. I already did the Higo no Kami, so check that out. That's one. And then 2 days ago, I did the Opinels and the Douk. So after today, I have one more. I have the Okapi to go over with you guys. But I got to tell you, out of all of those blades, this one just might be my most favorite. This is the Mercator model K55K, also known as the Black Cat. So real quick, all right, real quick, my buddy Dave over at New Zealand Outdoor Blades, he had done a video on this about a month or so ago, and I'm like, I never heard of that. Well, upon closer inspection, I did hear of it. Not only did I hear of it, I knew of it back when I was a kid. My grandfather had this in his drawer back in the 70s. This is one wicked blade, ladies and gentlemen, with the lock back. The lock back. All right. So, all right. This is wicked sharp, ladies and gentlemen. So, a little history. This was made in Solingen, Germany in 1867, my friends. 1867. All right. And then it found its way in World War II. And a lot of the American GIs had brought it home with them. And this, especially in the Bronx, the South Bronx, a lot of the juvenile delinquents had used this knife. So the Black Cat is probably also known as the delinquent knife. So anyway, you may never have to buy one of these. They can run you between like 40 and 60 bucks. All right. But you might not have to ever buy one because if you have a relative who perhaps served in World War II, and if they're still alive, they might be able to tell you where theirs is. All right. It could be in their kitchen drawer because that's where my grandfather's was. So I was so curious about it. This went with me to a family dinner last week. It was called Easter. And I brought this with me, and my aunt was there. She lived with my grandfather for over 40 years. She even took care of him. All right. And I said, Aunt Mary niece. I didn't, have it, engaged. I just said, does this look familiar? And she goes, that's my father's knife. Where did you get it? And I said, it's not his. I said, I had just purchased this. I said, but I thought it looked familiar. And she goes, yes, yes. And your Uncle Tommy, he had used it all the time, blah, 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 blah. So, yes. So this has a really cool, black cat detail on there with the K55 and a reverse K. Um, where was I? Okay, so the Mercator basically started in Solingen, Germany by Otter Messer. And again, it found popularity, in the 40s. That's a long time, 1867, and then it gained, the popularity in the 40s. Ugh, that's crazy. All right, 1940s. And I wasn't even born yet, guys. Close, but no cigar. Here's some specs. Okay, what we have here is a carbon steel blade, also known as C75, and 3 millimeter thick spine. And let's see here. The handle is 4.33 inches. Overall, it's 7.874 inches. And the blade is 90 millimeters, also known as 3.54 inches. All right. Really not much to talk about other than this is one wicked blade. Another conversation piece. You got your nice little bail down here. Wear it around your neck if you're brave. You know, the original neck knife right here. Even on the black scale here, it says, what does it say? You can't see it. You'll never see it. Mercator slash, or I'm sorry, hyphen Germany. All right. The sharpness out of the box here, baby. This is one wicked blade. I'm telling you right now. Just want to make sure I'm not going to destroy any notes here. I'm good at that chopping. Um, so, notice a little band-aid on my finger. I did it again. All right, let's see if I can do it here live on YouTube TV. All right, little celery action here because that's how I cut my finger. Twice now. All right, there we go. You guys like a little celery? With ease. With ease. Don't you like when people are cutting fruit with their, $900 knife? This thing is wicked, ladies and gentlemen. Wicked, wicked. So, of course, carbon steel, you're going to have to like wipe it down, maybe, throw a little oil on there, maintain it. But me, I kind of like when the patina starts. So we'll see how this goes. So this is a lockback, and I believe this was way before Buck introduced their lockback. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you guys did not see the other videos I did, please go check them out. The uh, the Opinel one, I'm going to leave you guys the link. That is must see TV, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, just a little long. You can fast forward through it. That's what those little fingers are invented for, and that little line just go. But you might want to watch the whole thing. Anyway, that's it. Here's your once over. See here? There we go. There's your once over. I love this thing. Dave, thanks a lot for bringing this back into my life again. I will treasure this always. And, all right, guys. I'm going to go make myself a tuna salad. All right. All right. Thanks for being here. Take care. And I'll see you soon.